Hey Creepypasta Rules fans! We have some exciting news to share with you regarding our YouTube channel. Our original channel, Creepypasta Rules, faced some challenges and was unfortunately demonetized. However, we've turned this setback into an opportunity to rebrand and introduce you to our brand new channel, Midnight Hunters. Midnight Hunters is the ultimate destination for daily videos featuring the latest and most captivating content. From spine-tingling horror stories to mysterious adventures, we're committed to bringing you a daily dose of excitement and intrigue. Subscribe to Midnight Hunters now, link in description. r/rules horror. Posted by Advags12. A set of rules for the eternal security guards. Well, so it looks you finally have decided to do something with your life, eh? You have had an itch forever, craving that sense of making this accursed world a better place, right? You don't need to answer that. Of course we knew it, otherwise we would not have gone through all that work to find you and procure you with that interview. And rest assured, you will be doing exactly that, bringing a light of hope to everyone in this sea of darkness and uncertainty. Now, we already have told you what it is exactly that we do in this company of us, and while most people tend to call us insane after that, and then promptly running out of this facility, though they don't get too far, but you didn't hear that from me, you, and very few other outsiders, have taken this important task at hand. For that we are grateful, and know that you will be rewarded properly. As you discussed with our financial department, your first week here will net you with a salary of about $2,165 per hour, and it will only get better after every week of experience, and you'll even manage to get some benefits here and there, but that will be discussed later. As every employee here, the guards have a duty to fulfill, and it's not a simple one. As it's common knowledge for you at this point, we guard and study various situations. Don't worry about the name, we will brief you on your next shift, and for that we take no unwanted risks. Now let's tell you about the rules, and for starters, this logbook you are now currently holding in your hands, and the reason why it's very important you treat this book with respect for the first weeks of this job. This logbook here will be your best friend until you are acquainted with the tasks of your role here. For starters, this will let you understand the overall rules and precautions you must take as a security guard. Please note that according to your contract, you will perform a series of different roles here, depending on the situation at the moment in the organization. So needless to say, you need to take these rules seriously, and remember them to the very last minute detail. You don't want any unwanted situations occurring during your time here. Now, let's get to the rules. 1. Your shift will begin from exactly 10:23 a.m. to 5:23 a.m. However, you should arrive at around 10 a.m. sharp, since it is good to be at least 20 minutes early. This is overall a good rule for your personal life too. 2. Your locker will not have any number, none of our lockers do, however they are all painted according to your role here. To not bore you with all the roles here on your first shift, your locker will be the last one on the corner, painted black. 3. When you arrive at your workstation, your role will be simple: guard our back entrance, and make sure no one unauthorized, or unfamiliar, make it out of the facility. 4. Taking into account the fact that we study very unnatural phenomenons, it's to be noted that a lot of situations are bound to occur at your workstation. You must never panic if you run into any of them. The situations will not get better if you panic. 5. Another rule to take into account is that, unless spoken through our speakers, you should not tie back to whatever you hear in your workstation. The source of the sound will try to deceive you, so persist with your work and don't let it get to your head. 5a. Some of the noises you'll hear are listed here. Note that it's not limited to all of the sounds heard. Oh God, help me. Can't you see what they have done? I can feel them crawling inside me. We know what you did, it was your fault, you must pay for your mistakes. 6. Should you ever feel a sudden warmth in your workstation, don't fret, it's controlled. Another situation has been resolved. The furnace has been activated. It's not harmful, although it's advised to cover your nose, as the smell it's unpleasant. 7. Should you ever see, and more important, feel, something humanoid from your workstation, you are not to engage with it, lest you have a death wish. Rather hide wherever possible, and wait until you no longer see it nor feel it. After a few minutes you should be clear. 7a. If you are forced to engage with it, first of all, we are sorry for what may happen, and second, our only method we have found capable of dispatching it, it's very rudimentary. You must take any blunt melee armament you may find in your workstation, and best it in combat. This may sound easy, but we assure you, it's not. Out of our 24 guards that have protected the back entrance, all 13 of them that have been forced to engage the humanoid creature, have perished at its hands. Or better put, claws. 8. Should you hear an alarm blazing over the facility, do not panic. Your task now is to open the main gate, and let inside the response team. You will recognize them due to their looks, fully armored soldiers with heavy machine guns, and our company brand on their back, helmet, and chest. Under very rare circumstances you will see the again. Do not hinder their path. They are to be followed under any situation. God, or whatever else you believe in, forbid you don't follow their instructions. You should never open the gate for anyone else than them. 9. After your shift ends, you are to clock out, go to the lockers, and please leave your uniform at your locker, after that clock out, and leave the premises until your next shift. And that would be everything. As far as jobs go, you have a relatively speaking, easy one. The back entrance is mostly abandoned, and only is really used when the response team needs to get inside. Do note that, most of threats that happen in your shift are due to the humanoid creature we have mentioned. It has been a costly foe for all of us. No one has had the opportunity to kill it. Besides that, your other foe are the voices, but as long as you have a good grip on your task, you'll do fine. Even if all the other guards on that sector have died thanks to the voices. If you die, which is very likely, note that you have done mankind a good labor. Besides all that, do what you can. We will see you soon. Eternal Company. The best hope, for all of us. Next story of this video. Posted by Caleb Van Ponizen. How to survive the night, welcome to the other side. Ah. Finally. I was getting impatient. Horrible, horrible place, isn't it? But it is all over now. Your crimes have been absolved. Oh, yes. Where are my manners? Congratulations. Indeed, I have never seen that many survivors before. Nearly 1/5. Good listeners, eh? Most of you have passed the mental evaluation. Good, good. Before I explain what will happen next, please wave goodbye to those 5 over there. Yes, bye-bye. Au revoir. Toodaloo. Don't mind the screams. They will be dampened once our men have dumped them back inside. Oh, don't look at me like that. The quick relief of the hospital is much more humane, believe me. They're not well in their head anymore. Look at that bad-mannered girl's face over there. She should have accepted the old lady's little present. Now, the hospital was actually a way to test your obedience, and we have concluded that, apparently, you can follow the rules. This means that we must lay out a new set of rules for your newly gained freedom. Yes, they're simple to follow. 1. It goes without saying, but do not talk about what happened here. We will know. 2. Don't ever commit a crime again. Ever. No stealing, no killing, no tax evasion, no threats, no nothing. Also, no traffic tickets. If you do, you will face more horrible consequences than the hospital. Long, painful consequences. Yes, Monsieur who is still pissing blood from his thumb, even for jaywalking. Can I ask you why in the devil's name you decided to bite off your thumb? Oh, you didn't think it through, and you were in a hurry. I see. Of all the fingers you could choose from, you thought the thumb was your best option? Look around you. No one except you has bitten off a finger other than their pinky. I don't know how you passed our psychological examination, but you're definitely too dumb to deserve your freedom. You too, send him back inside with the others. Don't run, they will. Ah, look at that mess you've made. Instead of meeting your fate with minimal suffering, you'll attract the writhes with that oozing bullet hole in your leg now. Excuse me for this little interlude there. Where were we? Oh yes. 3. You are not allowed to leave your state for 1 year. Remember the tracker we inserted in your head? It will turn your brain into mashed potatoes if you do. 4. Oh, and do not attempt to extract the tracker. Without the necessary tools, you will lose more than your life in the process. 5. Contact us may you need any type of surgery and keep our number in your wallet or phone under emergency contact. 6. You may experience sleep paralysis in the following years. That's a normal, side effect. If you experience sleep paralysis where severed hands crawl all over your walls, contact us immediately. Even though they aren't real, don't touch them or bad things will happen. 7. The psychological examination is not perfect. Some of you may start to hear voices. Do not listen to them. Give us a call, will you? No. Don't worry. We won't send you back to the hospital because of mere voices in your head. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Hey! Once you're free, you stay free. Unless you break the rules, of course. Yes, mademoiselle, but this thumb-snapping murderer was one of the rare exceptions to the rule. Don't worry and just give us a call, okay? 8. Speaking of which, if you're asked how you lost your pinky finger, it was an accident that you wish not to speak of. 9. Lastly, in case you break a rule, do not run away. Your severed finger will be used to let the Delvers track you down. We don't want that to happen, do we? Very nice shutter there, mademoiselle. I'm certain you will abide by our rules, eh? Well, good luck with your new lives, and do not forget the rules. Be good human beings and we shall never meet again. Go, go. Scatter, you free pieces of human trash. You're done here. Ah, you there. Yes, you. Come over here. Quickly. I need a word. Wait, shush. Let the others leave. And now we are alone. You have done a wonderful job. We apologize for the inconvenience we've caused, but luckily you survived. There's always more paperwork involved when the innocent person dies. So, you remember what you were told when our men abducted you in the park, yes? Fantastic. Same rules apply to you, except for rules 2, 8, and 9. That doesn't mean we haven't got the means to track you. In case you end up in prison, however, you'll be sent back to the hospital with no way to escape. If you don't obey the other rules, your family dies, and you follow, understood? Very well. Stop crying and get inside that van. Our surgeons will reattach your finger and return you to your lovely wife and children.